What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight. Alright, we're coming back to Arctic Monkeys. Yes, indeed. Arctic Monkeys fans feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbity-boobity bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Gareth Thomas, and Gareth wanted to see me react to this song by Arctic Monkeys called Library Pictures. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard this song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second. Yeah, this is ringing a bell with me. I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Let's see, this was posted by Esteban Cuetos 356, all one word. Yeah, take that for what it's worth. And the video has 201,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Arctic Monkeys Library Pictures Live Reading and Leads Festival 2014 HD. Cool. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
What? I didn't look at the time. I didn't look at the length of the video beforehand. Holy smoke. I didn't know it's going to be that short. I'm just getting ready to pause and the song's over. Okay. Well, that just happened. Sheesh. Okay, hope we don't get blocked. It's my fault if we do. I didn't pause, and that's 100% on me if it gets blocked. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Arctic Monkeys with Library Pictures. This was a request from Gareth Thomas. Boy, you talk about short, sweet, and to the point. The entire presentation was under 3 minutes. It was 2 minutes and 50 seconds. That includes the intro, and that includes the crowd cheering afterwards. I'm willing to bet the song on its own was probably only about 2.5. Talk about a song that goes in, does its damage, and gets out. There's something to be said about that. There's something to be said about just doing what it needs to be done just to accomplish the goal and not adding any extra fluff. There's something, definitely something to be said about that. I have a lot of respect for songs that do that. It's not easy to do, and a lot of songwriters, to be perfectly honest with you, a lot of songwriters are incapable of doing that. Like, they can't. They need fluff. They've got to have fluff, and I'm just like, why? Why not just strip the song down to its bare essentials, let it do what it needs to do, and get out? I don't understand why a lot of songwriters just aren't incapable of doing that, but there's a lot of songwriters that are. Not in this case. Yeah, it's, believe it or not, it's definitely avant-garde. There's no question about that. There's definitely a lot of weirdness happening in the song, but it's done in a way, I think the length of song definitely has something to do with it. It's done in a very pleasing way. So believe it or not, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to be honest with you, folks, I can't believe I'm giving it the score, but I'm going to give it, I'm giving that a 7.3. Yeah, 7.3. Believe it or not, I feel that is exactly the score that the song deserves. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, a 7.3. What does that mean? Well, a 7.3 would translate to a really good skill rating because overall, I think this was a really good song. It would also get 4 to 5 stars and a B letter grade. Yeah, B as in boy. So there you go, a 7.3, really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? Man, that's an interesting story. So glad you asked. Short, sweet, and to the point, absolutely. If they had made this song a 4.5 minute long song, following the format that they had, it would have probably started to grate on me, if I'm being honest. And it probably would have grated on a lot of other people as well. Because they did keep it so short, it came in, it did what it needed to do, it did its damage, and it got out. Just like a good DPS should. It did not overstay its welcome. That was very nice. It was pleasing to the ear from that regard. It kind of, the song as a whole kind of had a Mr. Bungle feel to it a little bit. It had these two halves with this middle section that sounded completely different from the two halves. The two halves very complimentary. As a matter of fact, it wasn't even complimentary. They were the exact same thing. Okay, they took this song that was like a 1.5 minute long song, and they literally split it in half and put this interlude in the middle. Mr. Bungle was notorious for doing stuff like that. Absolutely notorious. One of the first songs that comes to mind is Egg. No, not Egg. Not Egg. Well, I mean, yeah, Egg. Egg definitely did it too. Squeeze Me Macaroni. That song in particular. you know, it's going on. It just totally shifted gears and put that little, and then before I went back in, before I went back into that again. So it very much in a Mr. Bungle style, where it had that, it was upbeat, it was fast, it was a little chaotic, a little dissonant, and then enter this laid back, pleasing to the ear. It was. I mean, the middle section, the chord progression, even though it was a little dissonant, yes, but very pleasing to the ear anyway. You know, root down to the 6, up to the 4. Up to the 4? Yeah, up to the 4, down to the major 7, and then resolving back to the root again. What? Root down to the 6, up to the 4, down to the major 7. Okay, and yet it sounded good. It was pleasing to the ear. A little weird, a little dissonant, not what you typically would expect, not what you were expecting when it came to the progression, but I'll be honest, I was ready to, you know, 1 down to the 6, I was ready for the 3rd to the 7, not the 4, and when I say to the 7, I mean the minor 7. But instead it went to the major 7 off of the 4 instead of the 3rd. It's weird, but it sounded good. It was pleasing to the ear. And then it went back into the upbeat, you know, fast, jarring section. I think they had the intent of that. That's what they were going for when it came to, you know, splitting it in half and putting that interlude section in. I think they were trying to make it as jarring as possible. Mission accomplished. Absolutely mission accomplished. And they did it smoothly. I mean, as smoothly as you could do it. It was interesting. It was definitely interesting. And I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it at all. As a matter of fact, I thought it was, overall, I think it's a really good song. Believe it or not. And like I said, I think the length of the song did have something to do with that. Because I'm telling you right now, if we had done 4.5, 5 minutes of this, I would have probably lost my ever-loving mind. But yeah, 7.3. I feel good about that score, and that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here at a nice shiny bow before I change my mind. We got a 7.3, which is a really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B letter grade. Take your pick. I don't care. Whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.